Hello, wonderful families and brilliant young minds. Have you ever wondered why we have different types of weather like thunderstorms and hurricanes? Let's start by talking about what weather is. In the simplest terms, weather is what we experience outside every day. It could be sunny, rainy, windy, cloudy, or snowy. Weather changes from day to day, and sometimes even from hour to hour. It's all about how warm or cold the air is, how much water is in the air, and how fast the air is moving around us. Now, let's talk about thunderstorms and hurricanes. They may seem scary, but they are just different types of weather that happen when certain conditions are met. Think of thunderstorms as a big loud party thrown by the weather. This party starts when warm, moist air rises into the sky. As it goes higher and higher, the water vapor in the air cools down and turns into tiny water droplets. These droplets come together to form clouds. When these clouds get big enough, we get rain. And when the party gets really wild, we see lightning and hear thunder. That's a thunderstorm for you. Hurricanes, on the other hand, are like very big and powerful spinning tops. They form over warm ocean waters. When the air above the ocean gets warm, it rises, creating an area of low pressure below. Air from surrounding areas rushes in to fill this low pressure, but as it moves in, it starts to spin because of the rotation of the earth. The warm, moist air keeps rising and cooling, forming clouds and releasing heat. This heat makes the hurricane stronger and causes it to spin faster. The spinning wind and clouds create a huge storm that we call a hurricane. So what's the common thread between thunderstorms and hurricanes? It's the warm air, the water, and the wind. Warm air rises and carries water vapor with it. As this water vapor cools down, it forms clouds. The wind helps in moving these clouds around, and depending on how much warm air, water, and wind are involved, we get different types of weather. Isn't it fascinating that such simple elements as warm air, water, and wind can create such complex weather phenomena? You see, weather is not just about whether you'll need an umbrella or a sun hat. It's a fascinating dance of elements that happens in the sky above us every day. So next time when you see a thunderstorm or a hurricane, you will know it's all because of warm air, water, and wind playing together. Now let's shift our minds to another interesting topic. Have you ever heard about Congress and wondered what it does? Well, let's start by saying Congress is like a big team of people who are chosen or elected by us, the citizens of a country. Just like we pick our friends for a football team, we pick these people to make some very important decisions for our country. And you know what? One of their main jobs is to make laws. You might be wondering, what are laws? Well, laws are like rules that everyone in the country has to follow. Imagine you're playing a game of tag. If there were no rules, it might be chaotic, right? Someone could say, "I tagged you," and the other could say, "No, you didn't," and there would be no way to decide who is right. But if there are rules, like a safe zone where you can't be tagged, the game becomes fair and fun. Similarly, laws are rules that make our society fair and orderly. Now, how does Congress make these laws? It's a process that starts with an idea. Let's say someone in Congress thinks there should be a rule that everyone must recycle their plastic bottles to protect our environment. That's a great idea, right? This idea is then written down in detail, and this written idea is called a bill. Once the bill is written, it's like the idea is ready to be shared with the whole team. So the bill is presented to the rest of the Congress. They talk about it, debate it, and sometimes even argue about it. They consider questions like, is this a good rule? How will we make sure everyone recycles? What should we do if someone doesn't recycle? After a lot of talking and thinking, they vote on whether the bill should become a law. If the majority of the Congress members say yes, then voila, the bill becomes a law. Now, everyone in the country needs to start recycling their plastic bottles, and that's how Congress works to make laws. These laws help us live in a society that's fair and orderly. They tell us what we should do and what we shouldn't, just like the rules in the game of tag. And the best part? We, the people, have a say in who makes these laws, because we elect the members of Congress. So, Congress is a group of people who make rules, called laws, to help our country run smoothly. And it's thanks to these laws that we can all live, work, and play together in harmony. Moving on, have you ever thought about why we have different types of vehicles like bicycles and scooters? Well, vehicles, in their many forms, are essentially machines designed to transport us, and sometimes our belongings, from one place to another. They have become an integral part of our daily lives, making our journeys quicker, easier, and more efficient. Take bicycles, for instance. They're a simple yet incredibly clever invention. Consisting primarily of 2 wheels, a frame, and a set of pedals, bicycles offer a clean, energy-efficient, and healthy way of getting around. Imagine living in a busy city where the traffic is often at a standstill. Riding a bicycle would allow you to weave through the traffic, turning what could be a stressful commute into a brisk, refreshing journey. Bicycles are also fantastic for our health. When you pedal, you're not just moving the bicycle forward, you are also exercising your body, strengthening your muscles, and improving your cardiovascular fitness. It's like having a gym on wheels. Now, let's talk about scooters. Scooters are a little bit like bicycles, but instead of pedaling, you're either pushing off the ground with your foot, or in the case of electric scooters, letting a motor do the work. Scooters are smaller and lighter than bicycles, which makes them great for shorter trips around town. Plus, they're a lot of fun to ride. Scooters can also be a great solution for people who find bicycles challenging to handle. Because you stand upright on a scooter, it can be easier to balance and maneuver, especially in crowded places. And electric scooters? They add a whole new level of convenience, letting you zip around without breaking a sweat. But why do we need both bicycles and scooters? Well, different types of vehicles are designed for different purposes and different types of journeys. If you're going on a long trip, you might choose to drive a car for comfort and speed. If you're making a short trip around town, a bicycle or scooter could be perfect. And if you're looking for a fun way to get some exercise, a bicycle could be your best bet. So, you see, the world of vehicles is diverse and fascinating, with each type of vehicle playing its own unique role. Whether it's a bicycle, a scooter, a car, or even a skateboard, each vehicle has been designed with a specific purpose in mind, and they all contribute to making our lives easier, healthier, and more enjoyable. So different vehicles like bicycles and scooters help us travel from one place to another in a fun and efficient way. Let's talk about something really big and strong now. Do you know why engineers build dams and what they do? Imagine you're playing with your water toys in the bathtub and you want to stop the water from flowing from one end to the other. What would you do? You'd probably build a barrier with your toys, right? Well, that's what engineers do, but in a much larger scale, and they call these barriers dams. Dams are like huge walls built across rivers. They're so tall and strong, almost like a mountain. But why do we build them? We build dams for a few very important reasons. Firstly, dams help us store water. Think about it like a giant water tank. When it rains a lot, water flows into rivers and can be stored in the dam. This stored water can be used for many things. It can be used to irrigate crops and fields, to provide drinking water for cities, and even for recreational activities like boating and fishing. Can you imagine having a lake to go boating on, right in your backyard? Secondly, dams help control floods. Imagine if it rained heavily for days, and all that water rushed down the river. Without a dam, the water could overflow and flood towns and cities. But with a dam, we can control how much water flows down the river. When there is too much water, the dam holds it back. When the rain stops and the water level goes down, the dam releases the extra water slowly and safely. It's like having a guard that keeps an eye on the water and makes sure it doesn't cause any trouble. Lastly, did you know that dams can help us make electricity? This is called hydroelectric power.
When the stored water in the dam is released, it flows down with a lot of force. This force is used to turn large wheels called turbines. As the turbines spin, they generate electricity. It's like when you spin a toy windmill really fast, it keeps spinning even after you stop. The spinning turbines generate electricity, which can then be used to light up our homes and cities. So, you see, dams are much more than just big walls. They are like superheroes of the engineering world, helping us store water, control floods, and even make electricity. They're big,
strong, and incredibly useful. In conclusion, dams are like big, strong walls that help us store water, control floods, and even make electricity. So the next time you see a dam, you'll know just how important it is.
Lastly, before we say goodnight, let's understand why we need to get enough sleep for our bodies to function properly. Picture this. You've been playing all day, maybe running around in the park, or perhaps you've had a busy day at school. By the end of the day, you feel tired and ready for a rest, right? That's because your body and brain need sleep. Much like a car needs to refuel after a long journey, our bodies need sleep to recharge and get ready for the next day. Now let's imagine our body as a magical kingdom. Throughout the day, our kingdom is bustling with activity. The knights are fighting dragons, the builders are constructing towers, and the farmers are growing crops. But even a magical kingdom needs a break. At night, the kingdom goes into a peaceful slumber, allowing the workers to rest and repair the kingdom, ready for another day of adventures. That's what happens when we sleep. Our body repairs itself, building bone, muscle, and other parts that might have been worn out during the day. Sleep is also a time when our brain sorts through all the things we've learned during the day. It's like a librarian who sorts and shelves books at night when the library is closed. While we're sleeping, our brain is busy storing away the day's lessons, from math problems to new words, even the dance steps you learned at your ballet class. This is why after a good night's sleep, you might find that you remember things better. Sleeping also helps us grow. Have you ever heard of growth hormones? Well, most of these hormones are released when we are in deep sleep. It's like our body's secret potion for growing taller and stronger. So in a way, you could say that sleeping is a kind of superpower that helps us grow. But what happens if we don't get enough sleep? Well, just like a car that hasn't been refueled, we might run out of energy. We could feel grumpy or have trouble focusing. We might even get sick more easily, since sleep also helps keep our immune system, the body's team of superhero cells that fight off germs, strong and ready for action. So how much sleep do we need? Well, it depends on how old you are. Babies need lots of sleep, up to 16 hours a day. As we get older, we need slightly less, but even teenagers still need around 9 hours of sleep each night. So getting enough sleep is like giving your body a mini vacation every day to keep it healthy and happy. It's a time for growth, repair, and learning. So let's make sure we're giving our bodies the rest they need. Good night, families and young minds. Keep learning and stay curious. Hello, wonderful families out there. We hope you're all cozy and ready to learn something new today. We've got quite an adventure lined up for you, filled with interesting topics that will tickle your curiosity. Ever wondered why some people love buying local products? Or why we all have such different tastes in food? Well, we're going to delve into these mysteries and more. We'll also explore why it's so important to munch on healthy foods to keep our bodies strong and robust. Have you ever looked at different landforms like deserts and plains and wondered how they came to be? We'll be answering that too. And finally, we'll talk about why it's so essential to take a rest when we're feeling tired or unwell. Each of these topics is a world of its own, filled with fascinating facts and surprising secrets. Are you ready to jump into our first topic? Here we go. Scene script. Have you ever wondered why some people like to buy products that are made locally? You might have heard the term local products. These are things made or grown in our own neighborhoods, towns, or cities. They could be anything from honey made by bees in a local farm, to hand-knitted sweaters from a nearby store, to fresh fruits and vegetables from the farmer's market down the street. But why do people prefer local products? Well, there are a few reasons. Firstly, local products are often fresher. Think about it. If you buy an apple that was just picked from a tree in your town, it's going to be a lot fresher than an apple that had to travel all the way from another country. It's like having a picnic right in the orchard. Secondly, buying local means supporting local businesses. When you buy a jar of locally made jam or a loaf of bread from a local bakery, you're helping a small business in your community to thrive. It's like cheering for your home team. But instead of a sports game, it's real life. Thirdly, buying local can also be better for our planet. When products don't have to travel long distances, it means less fuel is used in transportation, which can help to reduce pollution. So, by choosing locale, we're also giving a helping hand to our Earth. And lastly, local products often come with a story. Maybe the honey you bought was made by bees that pollinate flowers in your local park. Or maybe the sweater you bought was knitted by someone who learned the skill from their grandmother. These stories can make local products feel special and unique. So, buying local isn't just about getting stuff. It's about supporting our community too. It's about choosing freshness, cheering for our neighbors, helping the planet, and enjoying the unique stories that come with each product. So next time you're out shopping, why not take a moment to see what local products you can find? Now let's think about why we all have different favorite foods. Why does your brother love broccoli but you can't stand it? Our tongues are like super detectives, helping us figure out what's sweet, sour, bitter, and salty. Picture your tongue as a big map. Different parts of it pick up on different tastes. The tip is great at identifying sweet things, like strawberries. The sides are perfect for sour and salty foods, like lemons and pretzels. And the back? It's all about the bitter, like the taste of dark chocolate or your least favorite vegetables. But here's the twist. Each of us has a unique tongue map. That's right! Your tongue map might not be the same as your best friend's or your sister's. This is because our taste buds, which are like tiny taste detectives, are not all the same. Some people have more taste buds than others, and the more taste buds you have, the stronger the flavors you can taste. So when your brother digs into a plate of broccoli, his taste buds might be picking up on the sweet and savory notes that your taste buds are missing. Or maybe your taste buds are super sensitive to the bitter flavors in broccoli that his taste buds don't notice as much. Now, remember, taste isn't just about your tongue. It's a team effort. Your nose also plays a big part. Have you ever noticed that food doesn't taste as good when you have a cold? That's because your nose can't help your tongue detect all the yummy flavors. And last but not least, our taste preferences can also be influenced by our experiences and cultures. If you've grown up eating spicy foods, you might find them more enjoyable than someone who's not used to them. Isn't it interesting how our tongues help us enjoy all the delicious foods in the world? Speaking of food, have you ever wondered why your parents always tell you to eat your fruits and vegetables? Well, it's because these types of foods are what we call healthy foods. Now, you might be asking, what does healthy mean? When we say a food is healthy, it means it's good for our bodies. It's like the fuel for our engine. It helps us run, play, and do all the things we love to do. Let's think of our bodies like a car. A car needs the right kind of fuel to run smoothly, right? Just like that, our bodies need the right kind of food to function properly. If we give the car the wrong fuel, it won't run as well. Similarly, if we feed our bodies with too much junk food, we might not feel as energetic or strong. Here's the fun part. Different types of healthy foods help our bodies in different ways. Let's talk about a few examples. Have you ever noticed how carrots are shaped like our eyes? Well, it's not a coincidence. Carrots are packed with vitamins that help our eyes stay sharp and healthy. So, the next time you're reading your favorite book or spotting a bird in the sky, remember that carrots help you do that. Now, let's talk about spinach. Yes, the green leafy vegetable that made Popeye the Sailor Man strong. Spinach is full of iron, a mineral that helps our muscles work properly. So, if you want to run faster or jump higher, don't forget to have your spinach. And what about fruits? Fruits like apples, oranges, and bananas are full of vitamins and minerals that help our bodies fight off germs and stay healthy. They're like our body's superheroes, fighting off the bad guys. But it's not just about fruits and vegetables. Foods like fish, chicken, and eggs are also important. They provide us with protein, which our bodies use to build and repair tissues. Imagine it like the building blocks of our body. And let's not forget about grains like rice and bread. They give us energy to run and play all day long. They're like the batteries of our body. But remember, just like a rainbow has different colors, our plates should have different types of foods too. Eating a variety of foods ensures our bodies get all the nutrients they need. It's like having a team of superheroes, each with their own superpower, working together to keep us strong and healthy. So, the next time you sit down for a meal, think about all the wonderful things these foods do for your body. Remember, eating a rainbow of fruits and vegetables helps to keep us strong and healthy. Have you ever noticed that our world is full of different types of landforms? Why is that? Let's uncover the mystery together. our planet Earth is like a massive painting filled with a variety of landscapes. These landscapes, known as landforms, are shaped by natural forces over millions of years. They come in all shapes and sizes, from towering mountains to vast plains, deep valleys to expansive deserts, and so much more. Now let's dive a bit deeper into two of these fascinating landforms: deserts and plains. Deserts, to start with, are places with very little rainfall, making them extremely dry. Some might think that deserts are just barren lands with nothing but sand. But that's not entirely true. Deserts could be hot like the Sahara in Africa, the largest hot desert in the world. But they could also be cold like the Gobi Desert in Asia. Despite their harsh conditions, deserts are home to a variety of plants and animals that have adapted to survive in such extreme environments. On the other hand, plains are large, flat areas that often have grasses and a few trees. They're like the Earth's green carpets, sprawling far and wide. Plains are formed by rivers depositing sediments over time, creating fertile land. The Great Plains in the United States is a perfect example. These flatlands serve as fantastic farmlands and are important habitats for many animals. So why do these landforms exist in the first place? Well, it's all about the Earth's dynamic nature. Our planet is constantly changing due to the movements of the Earth's crust, called tectonic activity. This activity, along with weathering and erosion, shapes the land into the diverse forms we see today. For example, when tectonic plates collide, they can push the land up to form mountains. When they move apart, they can create valleys or even underwater trenches. Weathering, on the other hand, breaks down rocks into smaller pieces, while erosion carries these pieces away, reshaping the landscape over time. In the case of deserts, they are formed when an area receives extremely little rainfall due to geographical features or weather patterns. Plains are formed when rivers deposit sediments over a long period, creating flat and fertile lands. So you see, the diverse landforms we see are products of the Earth's ever-changing nature. They are a testament to the dynamic processes that have been shaping our planet for millions of years. And there you have it. Our world is a fascinating place, teeming with a variety of landscapes, each with its own story of formation and survival. So the next time you see a picture of a desert or a plain, you'll know why it's there. Finally, let's talk about something we all love: sleep. But why do we need to rest when we're feeling tired or unwell? Imagine your body as a big, bustling city. Just like a city, your body is always busy with lots of things happening all at once. Your heart is pumping, your lungs are breathing, your stomach is digesting food, and your brain is thinking about a million things. Now, just like a city needs to turn off the lights and take a break at night, your body also needs time to rest and recharge. Rest, especially sleep, is when your body gets to do some important housekeeping. During sleep, your brain sorts out everything it learned during the day, kind of like cleaning up a room after a busy day of play. This is why, after a good night's sleep, you might find that you can remember things better or solve problems more easily. When you're feeling unwell, your body is like a city under construction. There's a lot of repair work going on. Resting gives your body the energy it needs to fight off germs and heal itself. Just like you wouldn't want to play football in a construction site. It's not a good idea to push your body too hard when it's trying to get better. Rest isn't just about sleep, though. It could also mean taking a break from activities that are tiring or stressful. Maybe that's reading a book, listening to some calming music, or simply sitting quietly and watching the world go by. These moments of calm give your body and mind a chance to relax and recover. So, the next time you're feeling tired or unwell, remember that rest is not just about being lazy. It's a crucial part of keeping your body running smoothly, just like oil in a machine. And just like a city needs time to rest and recharge, so does your body. Remember, sleep is just as important as eating healthy and staying active. Wow, we've learned so much together today. It's been a fantastic journey of discovery, hasn't it? Let's take a moment to reflect on all the wonderful things we've explored. First, we delved into why some people prefer to buy local products. We discovered that buying local supports our neighbors and the community. It's like helping a friend with their lemonade stand, right? Plus, local products often taste fresher and are better for our planet. It's a win-win situation. Then we examined the fascinating world of taste preferences. We learned how our tongues work like super detectives, identifying sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and even umami flavors. Just like how we all have our favorite colors or favorite toys, we also have favorite tastes. Isn't it amazing how everyone is unique? Next, we journeyed into the importance of eating healthy food. Remember, it's like fueling a car. We need to feed our bodies with nutritious food to stay strong and energized. Just like superheroes need their power, we need ours from fruits, vegetables, proteins, and grains. We then explored the different types of landforms, like deserts and plains. Our Earth is like a giant patchwork quilt with different patterns and textures. Each landform has its unique characteristics and beauty, just like us. Lastly, we talked about the importance of rest. Just like our toys need to be put away to keep them in good shape, our bodies need rest when we're feeling tired or unwell. It helps us recharge and be ready for more fun and learning. So there you have it. We've journeyed through local products, taste preferences, healthy foods, landforms, and the importance of rest. Remember, every day is a new opportunity to learn and discover more about the world around us. Keep asking questions, and most importantly, keep being curious. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope you've enjoyed our journey of discovery. Good night, everyone, and sweet dreams.